What's good? What's up, family? Man, I'm excited about this live. Today, we talking about how to analyze a mobile home deal. You definitely want to tap in. And if you can't catch the replay, listen, when we get done with this live, you're going to know how to go out when you see that deal, and you're going to know everything you need to know on how to analyze that deal, y'all. So listen, before we get started, you already know how it is, man. Let me go and hit my theme music. Let's get it, y'all. What's good? What's good? What's good, y'all? Man, I hope y'all having a blessed Tuesday. Happy to be back with y'all, man, as we talk about how to analyze a deal, talking about the truth about analyze a deal. What's up, Facebook? What's up, YouTube? Listen, y'all, do me a favor. If you have not, man, make sure if you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, like, and share this channel. I truly appreciate it. And man, let me know where y'all checking in from. Let me know where you're checking in from. I'm checking in right now from Tampa, Florida. I always got to salute Chicago. What up, Chi City? What up? What up? What up? But man, today we talking about the truth about analyzing mobile home deals. So you definitely want to grab a pen and pad. I got some good stuff for you all. And when we're done with this, you're going to know how to analyze a mobile home property. So that way you don't walk in blindsided, right? So that way you know what to look at, what questions to ask. And we're going to go to the A to Z. All right. So listen, before we get started, I want to ask y'all a question. I want to see, again, let me test y'all knowledge. Let's see if this is a good deal or not. So I'm gonna share something with y'all, and y'all let me know. All right, y'all let me know. Is this a good deal? All right, let me know. Let me know in the comments. Do y'all think this is a good deal? Do y'all think like, yo, this is something I could see myself investing in? Let me know in the comments right now. Would y'all rock with this home? All right. And I want to see, I just want to get y'all honest opinion, right? Do you think this is something that you can work with? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Is this something that you think that you can work with or work around that you like, you know what? I may do this on my first deal. All right. Let's see. Terrence said no. The face said no. All right. Platinum T's Trucker said no. Leslie said no. Let's see. Off the dome with A said no. Yeah, I like the answer. I was trying to see if one of y'all gonna be like, you know what? I might, I might rock with that. I think I could do something with that. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some fire, some people who specialize in fire damage properties. But if you ain't got no expertise in that, leave that alone. All right, leave that alone. That's a big don't do it. All right, don't do it. So yes, so I like that. So I see I got some experts over here that won't rock with that property. All right, cool, cool, cool. So listen, we right in it. I love it. Lovely Lane said, not for me. All right. So listen, let's jump right into it. All right, analyzing mobile homes. And what today we're gonna go over a few things, right? When we talk about analyzing mobile homes, but let's just go over really some first of all, like the property analysis, right? Let's just go over some general information that if you brand new to this, these are things that you need to look for. These are questions that you need to ask. All right. So the first and foremost, any mobile home deal, you need to know the year, make, model of the mobile home. All right, the year, make, and model of the mobile home. This is very, very important. Um, Again, I think if anybody who's done this, you're going to ask that. But the reason why this is so important, because later on we're going to talk about this, but this can go into negotiation, right? Year, make, model of the mobile home. Some people don't know. Some people may not have the title, and we're going to talk about that as well. But this information should be on their title, right? Their title is basically the proof of ownership, right? That's just like a vehicle, right? That is going to be on there. So the year, make, and model is very important. This is just a general thing that you need to know. All right, rule of thumb: if you brand new, try to stay over a 1976, unless it has some good bones and things like that. But again, all right. Next thing, location. All right, where is this home located? Is this in a mobile home community? And if it's in a mobile home community, normally has something called lot rent. What's included in it? What amenities are included? What services? What's the neighborhood like? Right? If it's a mobile home community, is it pretty rough around the edges? Most parks have they have a grade system, right? An A park meaning a really good park, top notch, top of the line. Normally, those have probably the most expensive lot rent. Has everything you can think of: pools, gazebos, um, community houses. I mean, everything, right? Just a beautiful park. B grade parks, still nice, intact, paved roads, all that good stuff. C grade is okay, and then D and F, those are the parks that those are the ones you probably would drive in and probably want to drive back out not feeling safe. Just being honest. All right. So you really want to know those things, or is it a residential property, right? Is it in a neighborhood? Today, my wife and I went to go see two mobile homes out here in Florida. It took about an hour, almost 2 hour drive north, but both of them were mobile homes on land. Now, that's one thing when I came down here, that was one of the things I was really looking for, right? Mobile homes that come with the land, because to me, that the value is nothing like it, and it's a great deal. So, listen, if you want to get on as an investment, you can click the links below and then learn how you can invest with me, because I will be sending some emails out later for all my investors. You already know, man, let's get this money. All right. Next, another thing is the size, right? What's the square footage? How many bedrooms, how many bathrooms? This is very important. This tells you again if it's a good deal. The more bedrooms, the more baths, the more faster it's going to sell. Right? We got families in America. Everybody's looking for more space. The least amount of bedrooms, especially one bedrooms, you're looking for either one person or a couple, or 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. Sometimes people have multiple kids, so the more bedrooms, the more plentiful your buyers to be. The least bedrooms. Not to say it's harder to sell, but again, this is just something to take in consideration. General information. All right. What's the current condition of the home? Does it need repairs? All right. Is it livable? Right. I would say, is it move-in ready? Is it move-in ready, or does it need extensive rehabs, or does it need repairs? Anybody on here, all my people who's been through a mobile home, right? Put yes in the chat if somebody was asking for a price that you walked in that mobile home. All my mobile home investors, y'all know this feeling. How many of y'all then walked in a mobile home? Let's say they asking for 15,000, and you walked in that mobile home, is like, you smoking rocks. There's no way. There's no way that you want this price for this mobile home. What makes you think that this home is worth it, right? And so sometimes people, I've been places where they'll tell me, I'll ask like, yo, like, what's the condition of it? Does it need repairs? Oh, it needs minor repairs. And I'll go, and the whole roof definitely needed. My sis said, heck yeah, what up, sis? All right. The whole roof need to be done. This whole project may cost me 12,000 alone, 15,000 alone. Right. And so here's the thing: you gotta know the condition, but those are questions you definitely want to ask. The next thing is, this is the most important. Now, again, if you knew, this is for my newbies experience, we kind of know how to work around this title status. Is the home title, right? Non-title. Most likely, if you're in a non-title state, New Hampshire, Delaware, Texas, y'all have statement of ownership and location. Um, that is very important. Do you have the title? That is one of the questions you always want to ask. Do you have the title? Sometimes they don't. Here's the thing. The reason why that's a very important question to ask, do you have the title, is because here's the thing. Sometimes people being sold the house, right? And they didn't get a title. They may get sold it with a bill of sale. Okay. Absolutely fine, right? We can definitely, we can go over that. What about California? California has titles. All right. And so that's fine. We can possibly, if we want a quick sale, we can possibly go in and educate our buyer on how to do a lost or stolen title. In some states, this can take a very long time, but at the end of the day, it depends on how long the person wants to live there. Right, it's definitely worth it. Um, Sometimes, unfortunately, you may have a divorced couple, right? and both of them may be on title, and one of the spouse may not even maybe ghost, and you just need that signature, right? So it's different things, but that's a whole nother live itself. But you just need to ask: is the home? Do you have the title, right? And are there any lien holders on the title? Meaning, do they have a mortgage on the title, or it could be an investor who is doing like seller financing on the title? So if it's a lien holder, you need to know the amount. How much does this home need to be paid? How much do you owe? So then that way, either I can decide if I'm going to buy this house or not, right? Because sometimes what they may be asking for is because they may actually owe on a mortgage or owe on a seller finance deal, or rent to own deal, and again they're trying to pay that off and make some money. So again, is the home title okay? So talked about again the just the general things, but now let's talk about kind of like the financial, right? Like the financial analysis of the home. All right. So this is the most important question: what's the purchase price, and is it negotiable? When you see, like, if y'all on Facebook Marketplace, or you may be on MH Village, or wherever you may see, right? What is the purchase price when you see? Here's the thing: don't go in. I would tell you to ask the first set of questions that I gave you before you ask, "Is this negotiable?" Right? If the post don't say OBO, or or best offer, right, or the post doesn't say negotiable, build a rapport before you come in and ask about, is it negotiable. Again, if you bold, by any means, right? You could try to mobile home parks is a little bit different. You could try to research like comps, but you kind of really for that you got to call around either to the mobile home park. You can try to leverage MH Village to see if the park has had homes sold, so you can kind of see. But normally mobile homes and parks, you kind of got to base that off what's sold in the park. I always just tell you, look, we determine the value. Like if you think that, hey, like this home is worth this, long as it's not astronomical, go get your value. All right, go get your value, king or queen. Get your value. All right. Repair costs. All right, you got to estimate repair costs. Here's the thing, this is why I got to be honest with you when you're analyzing a deal. If you know you don't have that much capital, you should not be looking to do a fix and flip unless you have access to investors. Like what I hear a lot of times, like, oh, I want to get into mobile home investing. I want to do a fix and flip. Okay, cool. So like what what area you in? Oh, I'm in the Atlanta area. Okay, cool. How much do you have to side, for a full, for a fix and flip? I got like 5,000. Nah, fam. I love y'all, but them days it's very rare you're gonna find a $5,000 mobile home that you can. Here's the thing: that you can be all in $5,000, meaning you buy the mobile home and you repair the mobile home, and your lot rent and everything, all your expenses is covered with 5 G's. Very rare, very rare. Okay, do you have the capital? And if it's not in your wheelhouse, it's okay, right? It's other strategies like wholesaling that you can do, or you can, who's in your network that can possibly invest in this, and you can, give them a return on their investment, and then make some money on that. Okay. Here's the thing. Um, you definitely want to get quotes, professionals. I used to always, I used to always talk about handyman. I used to always talk about handyman, right? And my investors on here, I'm gonna raise my hand. How many of y'all been burnt by a handyman before? How many of y'all that somebody either ran off on the bread, or they said they can do a job and they've been trash? They said they can do the whole project, and you like, man, you do this whole thing for 7 grand, and they was trash, absolute trash. All right, I've been there. I done lost money, and I should have went with the pros, but instead I went to Joe Schmoes, and they got over on me. All right. So hey, like, listen, I'm gonna call you by Simone, because you know all his callings. But like Sony said a few times. All right. And it hurt. It hurt because you like, man, like you when you got that quote, it felt so good. No, you got to get different quotes, get different people out there. Um, You know what I'm saying? You definitely want to do listen things like Thumbtack. You want to get referrals. Again, just get different people out there, right? Pay to play, pay to play. Don't be trying to be. I used to be so cheap. I used to be horribly cheap. Can't do that, right? I want people to have clean, safe, and affordable housing, and I want to make sure that I put them in good housing. All right. And here's the thing: you got to have a buffer too. Like if somebody quotes you at, let's say they quote you for a whole project independent, let's say you need minor work, right? And they be like, okay, we could do all that with labor and everything. It's gonna be, 10 grand. Well, you need at least another like 3 to 5, just because anything can happen, right? I mean, we don't know, but things happen. So a lot of times that may be your last, and now we didn't put it in for no buffer, right? So again, you got to have that buffer. Very, very important. Know your repair costs if it's your first deal. If you have experience with rehabs, right? Single family homes, I think this will be a little bit easier for you. But if you don't have experience, you definitely want to go with a professional. And again, we're gonna talk about the numbers, but yeah, that's very important. Rental income. Okay. If you want to get a rental, right? I prefer rentals on land, right? Because now I know I can go get market rent, whatever is around there, meaning that mobile home comes with the land. If you want to do rentals inside of a mobile home community, there's a few factors. The mobile home community, for one, they have to be okay with that. The reason why you want them to be okay with that, because technically it's your house. You can do what you, I would say you can do what you want. You can, but you don't want problems with that, right? You don't want problems. You don't want here's the biggest thing I've seen before. I've seen people sublease, right? Meaning they own the mobile home. They're also on the a lease with the community to pay a monthly lot fee, right? And then they get the tenants from hell. Those tenants, right, know that you're my landlord and you paying them. So guess what? If I stop paying you, you got to pay them anyway. Versus what I used to do was inside the parks, I would make my tenant get on a lease with the park, and then they'll be on a lease with me. So then that way, if you don't pay me, all right, we're gonna start the eviction process. If you don't pay the park is gonna start the eviction process. Cold world, but to me, it's more responsibility. So again, you want to consider different things. How much money can you make? I always say when it comes to rental income inside of a mobile home community, you have to consider, okay, for one, how much is the lot rent? I'm down here in Florida, and I ain't gonna lie, y'all. A lot of these parks doing highway robbery. And if you're a park owner watching this, or if you're a part of a corporation and y'all steady raising the lot rents on these 55 plus communities, y'all need to be ashamed of yourselves. It's horrible what I see out here. I'm getting so many leads from people who are saying I can no longer afford the lot rent. So imagine this. So here's the thing. So imagine you bought your home, right? And let's say, I don't know, 1998, and you paid 20 bands for it, and then you were paying lot rent then at 250. Now your lot rent's $1,000, and you 70 years old. Where you gonna get this money from? All right. So again, it's sad, but the reason I want you to think about this, because let's say you're in an area where the lot rent is $500 and the average rent is $1,200. Well, let's say you have it on the market for $1,000. Well, they'll be paying the park 500, and then you'll be cash flowing $500. So there's different things to consider. And then you got to consider vacancy rates, right? So if you're doing rentals, and let's say somebody moves out, right? Let's say somebody moves out within, they on a 12-month lease, but they move out in month 8. Well, you got to consider the time frame between you getting a new tenant in there, right? So now you can be paying the lot rent if it's in a community, right? And then for me, like I said, I prefer to own the land because now I have more control. So if I do have vacancy rate, I'm not necessarily losing, but I do, for what I plan for the year, right now my income is not coming in. So those are different things to consider. Okay. Operating expenses. I want you to, this is very important. This is where a lot of new people, when you talk about analyzing deals, you have to think about the operating expenses. It's not the fact that, oh, I just found a mobile home that it costs this and the lot rent is this. Okay. If you're going to renovate it, you're going to have to consider things. So for one, when you first get the home, is it any back taxes? Excuse me. Or what's the taxes on this? Most time taxes are not expensive. Okay. Even a lot of mobile homes in rural areas, taxes are not that expensive, but this is just part of your operating expenses. Insurance. There are companies that would insure you. for mobile home renovations, very short term, not a lot, but there are companies and I have them in my notes, but I can't. The way I got this set up, I can't go in there. I don't have one off top of my head to give you all. But insurance, all right? Are you going to insure your property, or if you're going to have tenants, making sure that that again, insurance also for, and then also, will you offer insurance, or will your make sure your workers has liability insurance, okay? Utilities, this is very important. If you in a colder climate during the winter, you're doing a renovation, you need to pay gas, you need to pay light, like you need to pay those things. Factor that in, especially every time that the home is vacant. Property management fees, that's if you're doing all that, if you plan to have somebody, manage your property, and then any ongoing costs, right? So again, we talk about lot rent. Lot rent is considered an operating expense. Very important, right? Lot rent is always an operating cost if you're paying that while you're holding on. So always consider that. Always say, rule of thumb, budget for at least 6 months of lot rent. Budget for 6 months of lot rent. That's always a good thing. Okay. So we talked about kind of the um just the financial analysis, right? The purchase price, the repair and renovation costs. Now, right, we need to talk about, right, kind of doing the math, right? Doing, if you want to do a rental, we need to talk about doing the rental math. I think that's very important, right? We went over rental income. So let's talk about just some different things of kind of how to break that down, right? So one thing is, you want to calculate in advance. If you want to do rentals, you want to calculate in advance what your gross income going to be. So that's going to be your annual rent. So let's say let's do some math, right? So let's say, yeah, let me in fact let me share my calculator with y'all so y'all can grasp this, man. I always want to do visuals. I want to get better at doing the visuals with y'all. So let's see. Let's go my handy dandy calculator. All right. So y'all see my calculator. All right. So let's say your annual rent, right? And plus occupancy rate. What is occupancy rate? How long your term is going to be? Okay. So let's say 12 months, but let's say your annual rent. We gave the example. Let's say your average rent is 12. Let's say you charging 1,200, and the lot rent is 600, right? Your annual rent. Well, your annual rent is 600, and we're gonna do that times 6 times 12, right? 7,200. $7,200 that we can make for the year. Okay. What I like, if you're doing a seller finance, let's say the terms is for like 5 years. I normally do, you can do that times five to know how much you're gonna get. Or, let's say you're charging 600, and I say that times 60 months. Right. So that, again, gets to the same thing. Okay. Now, now we need to calculate total operating expenses, right? So we know kind of like like how much everything's going to cost. So let's gonna do some math, right? Let's say on the average, our electric bill is $75. If we have gas, let's say that's $60, 135, depending on, again, if we billing that back to the tenant. Um, and then let's say we throw in a little buffer. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do that times 12, right? 1,600. That may be our expenses. Let's say 1,620. We're gonna say something like that for now is our expenses. Okay. So remember, made 36,000 minus, most likely it's gonna be more than that. So we know now our net income is 34 G's. Okay. Now we're getting that finance, right? This is our net income, but if we're getting that finance, if we get in finance, we always do that minus whatever the mortgage payment is, right? Now, if that's something you want to do, fine. You know what I'm saying? I just kind of just want to go over some numbers with y'all. But again, that's just that in a nutshell. I think that not really rocket scientists. But let's talk about some additional things, right? Financing options. How are you going to finance this? Are you going to do investors? Where you going to try to get loans? If you can try to get a loan, make sure you watch the video that I did about the 5 lenders. Yeah, how are you going to finance this? That's the question. If you're going to do a fix and flip, how are you going to finance this? So I think that that is very, very important. Let's see, do you need inspections when purchasing homes in the park? I would definitely suggest getting an inspection. It's always good to get an inspection. Again, you can a few $100 financing options. See what the park uses. Um, are you going to JV with somebody, joint venture? That's just a good thing. But um, definitely look at your financing options if you're going to do a deal like that. Okay. What is your exit strategy? Here's the way I think. If I'm brand new, I don't have that much capital, I will consider wholesaling. All right. Wholesaling is a hustle. So here's the thing. Wholesaling is the first thing. And the reason why I consider that, especially the reason why it's a hustle, because as a wholesaler, you got hands everywhere, right? Like you're contacting the seller, you contacting with the buyer, you hustling to find leads. Like it's a hustle. So don't think wholesaling is sweet. It's a hustle, but it can pay off and it can build up the capital so that way you're able to go out and invest and do a fix and flip, which can fix and flip it. The numbers make sense. You can make a larger return. Off those fix and flips, when you have a larger pot, now you can do buy and holds because you're parking your money, and then now you're making monthly income on it, right? So here, sometimes I used to think like, oh, I want passive income. I want passive income. The reality is not passive because it depends on what you did up front. If you don't screen right, if you don't again, you don't choose the right tenant, you don't do the proper renovation, meaning you set your home up to be in great shape, clean, safe, functional, and you do a bogus renovation and things are breaking. Yeah, it's not gonna be passive income. You're gonna be at that crib probably every other week, once, twice a month, working, paying for things because you didn't do it right up front. But if you do it right up front, you save yourself a lot of headache, right? And possibly still pass, but it still work, right? You still got to check on things. You got to do inspections. So to me, in those cases, starting out wholesaling, fix and flip, then build capital, do buy and hold. To me, if you got some money sitting in your 401k and you got some money and you want to make money on your money, right? Or you want to increase it, flip it. If you want to just have that money sitting, you feel like you can make more from a rental, or sell it fine, like then to me, that's when you should be thinking buying and hold, right? So again, know your exit strategy. Taxes, right? Depending on how many flips you're doing, right? You're doing larger flips, mobile homes on land, got to consider tax, capital gains tax. I always can consult with a CPA. I'm not a CPA, so I can't answer that for you. Consult with a CPA, consult with somebody who does this for a living. I'm not a tax person. That's why we hire somebody to do that. All right. So always know those things. Now let's talk about putting the deal together. All right. Remember, when you're putting that deal together, you ready. All right. I gave you all the things you need to look for. Analyze the numbers. For one, is cash flow as your goal? Does it make sense? Again, if the numbers make sense, like I'll give you an example. Like, let's look at it. Let me pull out my calculator again, right? Let's do this. So do the numbers make sense? So perfect example, right? Let's say the average rent, and let's say the average rent is 1,800, right? $1,800, right? But you somewhere in the lot rent is $1,600 because y'all listen, it's out there, right? It's a lot of parks. Unfortunately, it's super. You willing to cash flow $200 now? Yeah, that may be cool for you, right? But depending on how much you put it, but 2,400 a year, nah, right? It gotta make sense. It has to make sense. For me, I don't want the park making more money than me. This is my career. Why should they make more money than me? That's the way I look at it, right? So to me, make sure the numbers make sense if you're going to if you're going to cash flow on a deal. Also, right? What your strategy, right? Here's the thing. The next thing is you got to consider the risk. If you're gonna do a fix and flip, right? Or is the return worth it? So I'll give you an example. Mobile home. Let's say the mobile home is. Let's pull out the calculator again. Let's say you get a mobile home for you negotiate 15K. All right, $15,000, and you're gonna have to put another $10,000 in it, right? So we all in 25. All right, and so we all in 25. let's say the lot rent again, this project, let's say this renovation gonna take us 45 days, so we in 25,000. So let's say the lot rent is 650. So we got 1 month, then we got another month, and then we gotta pay some utilities. So let's say the utilities all in say another 300, right? Let's say 26. But let's say the homes that you the most you can sell at home for is, so we get 2660. Let's say the most you can sell at home for is 36,000. It's 2660. Oops. Let's say 36,000 minus 2660. So you can make a $9,300 profit. Let me know. Do y'all think that's worth it? Let me know in the comments. Do y'all think that's worth it to do that flip? It's a profit, it's a profit, right? You get experience, but let me know. Do you think it's worth it? Would you rather get more meat on the bone, or would you like, you know what? Nah, I'm cool. Or you like, you know what? I'm cool. I made almost $10,000 on my deal. Let me know y'all thoughts. Lisa said yes. Hey, I feel. She said, hey, that's almost 10 bands. Love Lane said I would. Okay. Okay. I like that. I like that. So let's say this. Let's say we got a park, we got a home again. That's 15K. 15K. Again, 10,000. Right? Again, we all in, let's say plus, another 1,600. We had 26, but the home only they sell for 30,000. Is it worth it? I think Platinum said no to the other deal. But let me ask you, is it worth it? Yes, for the new person. Okay. Let's say 45 days. Yes. Let me see. So we may be different on it. All right, but I get it. I get it. I get it. Some of y'all saying yes. Okay. Y'all got some good risk tolerance. I can't tell you not to do it, but I ain't doing it. But again, hey, listen, I always tell people profit is profit. You get experience, but you definitely want to make sure that it's worth it. Because to me, in there, even though you can make that profit, it's still room. Let's say you have a problem, right? You have a problem in there that can eat up your profit, right? So again, you always want to consider your risk, make sure it is worth it. All right. Now, this is very key. This is very, very key. Don't let excitement or fear cloud your judgment. Stick to the focus. And I see Lisa, you said why? Because for me, like I said, that room for error is too small. I could possibly have a $3,400 problem. Or check this out. Let's say the lot rent is 650 and it takes me another 2 months to sell. Right? It takes me another 2 months to sell. So now I'm looking at an additional $1,300. So man, it's tight. It's tight. Like if I know those numbers, so I always want to make sure I walk away with a nice margin. So then even though that if something goes wrong, I can walk away and yeah, I can walk away. Marcel said too much work. Said too much work. Right. So Jazz said, what's your target margin? So me now, yeah, I ain't taking less than 40K. I'll just be honest. Like that's just me right now. But that's where I'm at in my investment journey. Right. I've done flips that have made I think the lowest I've ever made on a flip, and again, like a fix and flip. The lowest not a quick like a flip, like a house that I just got and just sold off bat, 5,000. And now the reason why I was 5,000 because I paid lot rent for it, and then I sold it for additional 5,000. So yeah, like in that case, again, I made money, so my margins was crazy, right? Again, I paid. I think at that time the lot room was like 625, and then I end up selling it for. I think at that time I sold it for 5,000, and plus she paid the lot rent back, so I made a $5,000 profit. But yeah, now, yeah, I mean that's just me personally. But again, starting out, you may have a different. You may want the experience, right? You may want to, but I always want you to just make sure that it's worth it. Some people do the 70-30 rule. You could take different, you could take different things. But here's the thing: don't let excitement or fear cloud your judgment. Like, don't be like, man, this is a deal. Like, like I can really help her out. Like, man, I've been looking and like you gotta do the numbers. You got do the numbers make sense? This is when you got to take you out of it. You got to take the emotions out of it, right? Does the deal make sense? That's when you do the deal in so many different ways. You can do different exit strategies. Okay, if I because here's the thing. Sometimes here's one of the exit strategies I love telling my students, and it's funny. Some of y'all don't be doing this. Y'all be making me mad, but it's all good because I love y'all. If you get into a bond where you did a fix and flip and you're not finding cash buyers, I'm gonna give y'all this play. Okay, I'm gonna give y'all this play. You are not finding cash buyers. What you need to do is you need to get a renter in it. Do a term, do have it like on a term, right? Maybe do whatever, a few years, but make it make sense, right? So I'll give you an example. Let's say you all in 15,000, right? All in 15 grand and you can't sell it. And then you find somebody who is willing. I'm gonna pull out the calculator again so I can get y'all the visual. All right. Let me share my screen. So let's say you can cash flow, right? You lock them in and you can cash flow uh let's say 500 for like a car, 72 months, 36 G's, right? 36,000 seems like the magic number. Now, again, you all in 15. So think about it. So technically, right? If you hold on to it, right, that's a $21,000 profit. Great. But you like, no, I need the money fast. So the best thing I would tell you to do is since you all in 15K, sell that to market that to somebody who buys notes or somebody who likes to buy cash flowing assets and sell it at a discount price. So just be like, hey, listen, I'm all in 15. You know what? I'll sell it for 24, right? Right. I make a $9,000 profit. That buy and hold person, right? When it's all said and done, they make 12 grand. It's a win for them. You paid $9 and they walked away with $12. Does that make sense? I wanted to give y'all that strategy because I feel like a lot of people get stuck and be like, and then they'll sell it to the house to the park for less. I'll be like, yo, put somebody in it, get them on a term. So now, or you can even get them as a renter, and then that way you can, like, if you got a renter, now you can really run it up because depending on how long that person is going to stay, that person is buying a cash flowing asset. Let me know, does that make sense to y'all? Right? That is an extra strategy I tell people to do. Again, if you to the point where you about to get stuck. All right. And negotiate based off your analysis. All right. Negotiate based off your analysis. Um, this is, what I'm saying? Like, here's the thing. If you know the numbers don't make sense and somebody's stuck on their number, it's okay. Like it is okay. Here's the thing. Be willing to walk away from the deal if it don't make sense. Don't fall in love. It's a deal. Remember, it's a deal. Either it's a good deal or a bad deal. And if you buying bad deals, that's on you. Right? Just because it's a mobile home, just because, what I'm saying, because you think like, oh, it can make some money. Nah, it could be a bad deal. It could be a bad deal. All right. So again, be willing to walk away. And here's the thing: set a maximum price that you're willing to pay for the mobile home. Now, again, here's the thing: if you know you ain't gonna pay no more than $5,000, don't go be shopping for $15,000, $10,000 mobile homes, trying to get everybody down because you only want to pay $5,000. No, no, like be serious, right? This is somebody's livelihood. Would you want somebody to come to you and they want half off for your home when you may need the money or you may be in the bind, right? So think about those things, man. Have some decency when you out there, right? Again, if it's again, if it's a deal and you hear the story and they just don't want the home, they don't really care, and they're willing to take anything, and you hear those type of things, yeah, okay, listen, you will take anything. What if I give you that? And they say, yeah, then deal, right? But if somebody emotionally and things like that, now here's the thing. Sometimes people, they may say, well, I fixed this up and I fixed that up. And like, okay, if I buy it for this price from you, I can't make a profit. Again, be okay to walk away from that deal. All right. So Let me tell y'all a few things before we get into Q&A that I think can really help you when it comes to this. If you're in a park, talk to a park manager. They're the keys to the street. All right, talk to a park manager. They can definitely help you a lot of things. They have experience, especially if they're open. Build relationships, right? Don't go in there just trying to like take. Build relationships. What can you do for them? Get them some coffee. I don't know. I don't promote smoking, but if they want some cigarettes on their desk, go get them some squares. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be open, you know what I mean? Like, and then try to build the relationship and learn as much as you can from them. That's very, very important. All right. Beta test stuff, right? Try, when you're on Facebook, and different groups and things, and Facebook groups, ask questions, right? Ask questions, see other mobile home investors, say, oh, how much would you charge for that? How much would you pay for that rehab? How much you pay for your for your home? Says park managers have leads to cash buyers. I wouldn't say yes. And the only reason why is because most of the times they're selling to end buyers. Park managers will they are willing to. Here's the thing. I would say in the sense of if you have like a handyman special and it's a very cheap home and you trying to make a few bucks off of it, they may tell another investor, right? Like, for example, let's say you're in a market where they can give you something for a few grand, 2, 3 grand, like it's a handyman special, and you can possibly sell it to another investor. They're like, hey, who else investing here? You can sell it to them for, but they may know that the park gave it to you for so cheap, right? So it just really depends. But when it comes to now, I would say this: they may know if you're doing a renovation, they can help you. Let me retract it. If you're doing a renovation and they have people coming into the community who are looking, they can send them your way. So they can possibly give you leads in that sense. But like cat, how we think of sometimes like cash buyers like of investors. But so in that sense, yeah, I will say that they can. But yeah, go ask questions while you in groups. And then we talked about funding earlier. Family, friends, private lenders, right? Like if it's people that are willing to invest and you have a good deal, I think that's very important that um that you can lean on them long as you know your numbers. Everybody wants to know the numbers. At the end of the day, I need to know how much we looking at, how long is the project, what's my return, what's our exit strategies. Do we have multiple exit strategies? That's really big, right? Most people just want to know what's my return. And then be negotiable, right? Like, don't try to be like, yo, yeah, let me borrow some money and I'll give you a few dollars back. Like, no, like give them something that's worth it, right? Something they can't go get from the bank. 10%, 12%, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. I used to make the mistake and be like, y'all give you like, I'll bring you back 60. I used to try to get people at least 60% ROI. I've done it, but that was a huge mistake. I was giving so much money away, and I'm here doing all the work. I'm doing all the driving. I'm doing all this work, and I'm giving people. Don't get me wrong. We still make money, but yeah, don't do that. All right, don't do that. And somebody asked earlier, home inspections are very great. You definitely want to get a home inspection. You can find people off like Thumbtack and things like that. So those are just some things I wanted to do. And now I wanted to put the Q&A. All right, Q&A. Ask your question. I know some of y'all was asking questions throughout, but now you can ask a question. I got y'all covered, man. And while you're on here, don't forget to subscribe, like, share the channel. Truly, truly, truly appreciate y'all. We talked about the truth about analyzing mobile home deals, or how to analyze a mobile home deal. All right, if you're not already, make sure you follow us on Instagram. Truly, truly, truly appreciate you, y'all. So let's go ahead and go over these questions. I got you covered. And let me see what y'all got. 43 minutes. I'm getting under my time. I know sometimes I may go over, but let me know what y'all got. And I appreciate you been rocking with me this whole time. If you've been on the lives, y'all, I feel much better. I appreciate some of the remedies y'all gave me, but I had to go to the doctor and get them antibiotics. Knocked everything up out of me. Oh no, you said I have notification. I keep missing live. It's all good. The replay will be. So I'm putting out a lot of signs. How do I find the best areas? Very few calls have come in. Good question. Good question. So bandit signs is just one marketing way, right? And the thing about marketing when you're doing, you want to diversify, right? And most of the best wholesalers they're doing bandit signs. They're doing paid, right? A lot of times people don't talk about this, but they're running either Google ads, right? They have a landing page. People, they're going in certain areas. People are typing, I want to send my mobile home. Mobile homes is triggering that. They're getting leads that way. Some people are running Facebook ads. Some people just pay for leads, right? There are services that will give you different leads. People cold callers, whereas you can go on propwire.com or PropStream. You can pay for PropStream, and then you can find mobile homes, vacant mobile homes in the area, get the data. People are doing mailers, right? They're sending out mailers. So most of the best wholesalers are doing multiple ways of of prospecting, right? And so the reason why is, you think about this: if I spend 5 grand, right? Let's say, and again, and I know something like, oh, that's a big number, but let's say I'm spending 5 grand, because it's companies out here spending 100 grand. But I'm gonna tell you why. If I spend $5,000 and I get one lead that pays me $10,000, right? I double my money. So I pay, if I spend 5K and I get 3 leads and I close $30,000, then yeah, I need to put more on advertising. So the people who are spending $100,000 on leads, they making almost over. It depends on, they're making millions of dollars, right? Oh, I say millions, but a million, make $1 million. So all it depends on what you're willing to spend. I know bandit signs is one thing that we talk about, but there are multiple ways, and so it really depends. And say, how do you find the best areas? I will tell you this: go on Google. When you go on Google Maps or Google Earth, find those mobile home communities or find areas that have an influx of mobile homes, and then that way you can kind of see where the stop signs are. I mean, where the stop signs and where the stop lights are. Those are areas you want to put it at. But you definitely want to do a little bit more when it comes to that as well. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Any other questions before we get up out of here? Your boy got to eat dinner. Ah, all right, all right. But if not any more questions, no problem, no problem. Any more questions? Listen, y'all. Definitely appreciate y'all tapping in. If you like these lives, again, share these lives. I truly appreciate it. If you again are interested in learning just kind of the step by step, not only what I'm putting up there, but you're interested in learning mobile home parks, you're interested in learning how to do mobile homes on land, wholesaling, fix and flip, the whole nine. We have our Mobile Home Elite Institute. Use promo code loyal, get 30% off for you. This is for the Mobile Home Elite Institute. If you want to work with me and you like, hey Byron, listen, I want to work with you, definitely tap in. You can scan that QR code, or you can go on there. You can fill out the application and work one on one with me. It's in the description as well. I have literally 2 more slots. That's it. I'm cutting it off. And how you work with me, we do a deal together. It's more of a joint venture partnership. You can set up a call. You can definitely learn more about that as well. And oh, I just answered the question. How do I sign up for your training? You can definitely visit the where I have it up, or if you want to work one on one with me, I got you covered. And again, we do deals together. And if you want to invest with us, again, we got some stuff that's gonna be coming out. You want to invest with us, and you like, hey, listen, I don't got time. I just got money. There's in the description as well. Fill it out. Invest with us. I'm actually gonna be sending some stuff out tonight. I got some deals in the pipeline that I'm excited. We got 3 deals, and we got some really nice deals. And I again learn how you can actually work with us. So listen, y'all, I truly, truly, truly appreciate y'all, man. This is always great, man. Y'all engage, y'all do amazing things. I truly appreciate y'all. Y'all know I gotta leave y'all with at least one word, right? Um, I gotta leave y'all with something before we get out here. Probably get to the 50 mark, right? Here's the thing, right? In this season, right? Again, when this is about mobile home investing. In this particular season, you're watching, right? You're gaining information. The biggest thing I can tell you, all right, the biggest thing I can tell you is, not, I know you had the faith and I know you're eager to do the things that you're looking to do. But here's the thing: no longer lie to yourself. And what I mean by that is, give yourself the pass for not doing the things that you know you should do. Can't let fear get in the way, because here's the thing: when you are scared to take action to better yourself, you have to ask yourself, is this me, or is this the inner enemy inside of me? And why am I letting this defeat me? See, a lot of times we're scared or we're fearful because we're fearful of getting the results. It may actually work. We're not scared of failing. We're scared of it. It may actually work. And I don't know, like, do I deserve this? And you deserve. This is the season that you deserve. And this is the season that you need to understand that you've been putting in the work. You've been watching all the things, but now it's the time for you to take action. And you absolutely have every resource to take action. You no longer have the thing of fear. And what I ask you to do is pray that fear away. I ask you, whatever your belief system, whether you talk to the universe, you talk to God, you need to pray that away because that is holding you back from reaching the potential that you want to reach. Because it's not the fact that you're scared of failing, it's the fact that you are scared of succeeding. And being, why are you so scared of your success? Because this is your season. You know you're ready. And all I can leave you with is pray that off and believe in yourself. Y'all got this, man. Listen, I truly, truly appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me, man. Y'all already know, love y'all. I will see y'all soon. Until next time, y'all. Let's get it.